Maryland, wearing all red. Emma Ejeezy over the ball for UCLA, and we are off and running on this Sunday afternoon. Great to have you with us, Nick Cope, Sophie Wimmer, and our entire Big Ten Plus crew. Maryland trying to get started strong today after conceding early against USC on Thursday night. Had a look down that left alley for Kelsey Smith. And we'll look to establish some possession as they work the switch. Mia Mitchell here. Back into the midfield, a touch for Alyssa Abramson. And a turn for Smith on that left wing. Able to slip past Geis, find her way into the area. Overran the ball momentarily, but recovers. Sends it in front, and nobody home making the run. But a productive first 50 seconds for Maryland.
Once the West Coast editions joined the Big Ten Conference, there was a lot of speculation and talk about the teams coming from the East Coast all the way over to the West Coast and how that travel would look like. Maryland has not made the trip out to Southern California for conference play yet, but this is their first visit, and it's definitely going to go back and go down in the history books.
And it's a tough 1-2 set of games to take on USC and UCLA, the preseason 1-2 teams in the conference. Paloma Dobert across to Jenny Imathan. Dobert predominantly plays fullback for UCLA, but with Mila Brewer out, Dobert sliding over to center back for the second consecutive game. And here's Jordan Geis, the converted forward, playing fullback for UCLA, deferring to the freshman Lena Powell. Stepping her way on in, condensing, a deflection, and a high kick from Vargas. And that'll go the other way. Maryland just kind of inviting Lena Powell to come in and nearly generated a dangerous ball in front.
Another look at Powell's footwork, just really psyching out number 13 from Maryland, DiMartino, and a tricky go of things for UCLA so far.
So far in conference play, UCLA getting wins against Rutgers Thursday night. Before that, on the road at Michigan, and also here at home against Oregon. Their lone draw coming in East Lansing against Michigan State. That was one where UCLA conceded in the first half and had to battle back to get out of town with a point. Over the top, looking for Smith, tracked by Geis. She's got DiMartino there with her. And DiMartino gets it on back for Ava Morales. Quick touch pass for Abramson. That was Lisa McIntyre on the front line there for Maryland, unable to handle that stiff ball from Mitchell, but Maryland able to recycle, hold possession here in the UCLA half. DiMartino slowly on back from Abramson. And Abramson on back all the way to the center backs. That's Tahira Terrange Morales alongside Mitchell. Too heavy on the ball there for Smith, allows Powell to jump on it, and UCLA to get it back. Maryland looking to press here. And coming forward, Abramson in front of Ejeezy. Smith looking for that angle, tracked by Geis. Peels around, Imathan knocks down the cross. She was standing right in front. And on back it comes for Terrange Morales. And a touch here for Faith Lucky, who has 3 shutouts on the year. Those came in the first 3 matches. Maryland hot out of the gate to start the season with 3 consecutive shutout wins for their longest winning streak in a couple of seasons. Another touch for Smith on that left flank. And again, it's Geis tracking. DiMartino there with her. Able to force it inside, though, into traffic for Heaven. McKinley Heaven gives it up.
Now, I've just noticed that Quincy McMahon has just sat down in the crowd. She is over on our left side here in the booth, but maybe a little bit of spirit and cheering on her UCLA Bruins.
Graduated from UCLA last year, now member of the San Diego Wave. Decorated career with the Bruins. Imathin, the TCU transfer, misfires up the right flank, and a neutral third throw-in for Maryland, who has been able to tilt the field in their favor here in the first 5.5 minutes. Abramson elects to go all the way back and give Mia Mitchell a touch. Maryland turns it over. Now, Geis was well behind the play, having to come all the way forward to handle this throw-in. Geis, a sophomore out of San Jose, played at the top of the formation last year for the Bruins. But they have converted her to a fullback for this season, and she's done well for herself on the outside of the back line. Similarly, Lily Boyden as the left fullback. She was a former forward as well. And as Grace Shank can't quite corral the pass, working alongside Val Vargas.
So far in this game, we can see possession, for a lack of better words, ping-ponging back and forth between both teams, neither able to keep a hold of the ball to set up a great offensive play.
I don't see anything wrong with the phrase ping-ponging.
Thank you. Bringing in a different sport, multi-sport.
Pinballing also.
That one's good.
Here's Ejeezy in the middle of two. Got it forward towards Vargas, who got stood up there for a moment by Mitchell. Now Vargas trying to get herself back in there. Dobert playing forward off that back line there for a moment. Got a touch and kept the ball away from McKinley Heaven. Now Boyden making the run up the left flank. Tracked well by McIntyre, who takes a spill, and the cross over the head of Powell.
And James still has the iris. So.
Now it's Geis. America Frias, the holding mid, offline of Ejeezy. High line here from Imathin and Dobert. It's Shank bending it out wide left and out in front of Boyden. Tough spot, though, for Maryland to throw in coming up. Trying to build out. Vargas a touch. McIntyre joining the fray. Taryn Raybone, a SoCal native, was in there as well, as Heaven trying to make the turn, but thwarted by Boyden. And now emerging, it is McIntyre. Not forcing the issue. And there's Raybone. She grew up in Laguna Niguel, out of Aliso Niguel High School. DiMartino was calling for it, and she finally does have it at her feet. DiMartino, a second-year player with Maryland after she spent her freshman and sophomore years with Loyola of Maryland, the Greyhounds. Made that overlapping run, but Smith continues on the ball here, drawing two defenders, and her cross will find the mitts of Daphne Nakfor, getting herself into the fray for the first time here this afternoon.
I've noticed on Maryland's roster, a lot of players are from Maryland or Virginia and surrounding areas. So I wonder if while they're out here, they're taking a little beach trip and soaking up the sun.
Our team hotel was down in Redondo, so a good spot to be in between two games. And they had some downtime between their trainings over the last couple of days. Touch here for Imathin, second team All Big 12 last year on a Big 12 championship team with TCU. Today, her 56th career start at the collegiate level, Jenny Imathen. And she's got some green grass here. She will take it. Shank to Vargas, outside Boyden. Boyden on the dribble, marked by Raybone. And now throws on the brakes. Vargas stood up. And a foul. Quality defense there from Emily Lenhard, who is making her 4th consecutive start. Just stood her ground there against Vargas and got possession back for the Terps. UCLA with the lone shot attempt of the game so far. And it came in the early moments. UCLA has not necessarily had a prolific offense, only 12 goals in their first 10 games, but it has been diverse. 8 different goal scorers for those 12 tallies. Hayashi leaves it there for Ejizi. And on the outside, Jordan Geis immediately into the mixer and thwarted away by Terrange Morales. Geis another cross attempt off the body of Vargas, and she will track it down beyond the area. Shank for Hayashi, backheeled, but Shank wasn't quite making the run in time. And now it's at the foot of Lenhard. Solid passing in space there for UCLA a moment ago. And now they regroup on the ball here in the neutral third. Now, the offense has not been extraordinary for UCLA, but their defense has been outstanding. Just 3 goals allowed in 10 games and only 2 in the run of play. Vargas a little chip, Hayashi the run, and coming out, Faith Lucky, aggressive, no hesitation, able to take away the opportunity. Michael Marciano, the Maryland head coach, says Lucky is a calm presence, not a real loud keeper. Has had a really nice start to the season. DiMartino. Morales rolls it on back to range. Morales over for Mia Mitchell. Abramson and misfired. Trying to pick out DiMartino on the left flank, and UCLA will get possession back. UCLA finished 2nd place in the conference last year and then went on to win the Big Ten Tournament Championship, knocking off Rutgers. This year, picked to finish 2nd. And so far, after 4 conference matches, they are in 1st place.
And of course, the UCLA Bruin fan base always thinks about going up against USC. So the fact that Stanford beat USC, UCLA beat Stanford, a win against Maryland would make it pretty good looks for October 26th.
And that is the finale that'll be played on this field between the crosstown rivals. USC tied with Maryland for 7th place in the standings. Here's Powell coming in to the byline and earns a corner kick. Trying to make the cross towards Hayashi. Also had Vargas there as well. But it was Abramson who just kept her foot right down and forced UCLA to handle their first corner of the afternoon. So it is Vargas to handle it with Ejezie stationed next to her. High in swinging ball. Imathin just trying to make some contact and nothing doing on the first corner kick for the Bruins. Well, Lucky will tell everyone to head upfield. And a low kick will hop over the head of Morales, handled by Ejezie. And it finds its way to the Maryland back line. Raybone. And now Frias for UCLA.
Now, Maryland has been dissolving all of UCLA's plays so far from inside the box. So maybe they just need to set up a strong kicker on the outside and take a shot from there.
Vargas, stiff cross, Powell flying in just beyond her reach. And Maryland will have to throw it in right next to the corner flag. Heavy ball there from Vargas, and Lena Powell with her athleticism nearly got on the other end of it.
Another look, a strong kick from Vargas, but Powell just missed it. If that would have connected, I would have thought I was a psychic there for a minute.
Now Powell bidding for her first collegiate goal. True freshman out of Culver City.
The one thing about the Bruins that you can tell so far in this first half is that Powell has really been going above and beyond to try to make a connection and reach for a goal.
Now Lena Powell, very talented. Played with the US U17, U18, and U20 national teams on her way to UCLA. And she has started all but one match this year on that right wing.
Now, at the beginning of the broadcast, you said UCLA in white, Maryland in red. But the UCLA marching band is in blue. And if something happens and a tuba ends up on the field, I don't know if anyone could recover.
They're in the sun out there, trying to stay cool.
Last year when I first came to UCLA, they were working harder than anyone else, practicing day in and day out. So they're ready for any ball that goes astray. They're ready for anything.
They're called the Solid Gold Sound for a reason. And Maryland starting to get itself back on the front foot here. Good methodical possession, but Schenk just got a foot in there on McIntyre, who is chasing the ball around, and UCLA will settle things down for themselves now.
I can't promise this will be my last marching band reference, but what if somebody misses and they hit him with a womp womp?
Be like a comedy show for the band out there.
If I was a marching band, I would do that.
Hayashi with a touch there for Ejezie. Leads Hayashi into the area, but Lucky is there. Well, Lucky has done well to handle some of these through balls and crosses from UCLA. Seen no hesitation from her. Imathin surveys, realizes no one is actually coming at her. Dobert across for Geis. And Dobert and Imathan, at least for the time being, appear to have flipped their center back positionings. As Geis turns it over, battling there with Kelsey Smith. Michael Marciano in his first year as the full-time head coach for Maryland, an accomplished player with the Terps men's program. Back in the day, won national titles with them in 2005 and 2008. He took over as the interim coach at the tail end of last season for Megan Ryan Nemser, and then was promoted to the full-time gig last December. Trying to help set this Maryland program on the right course. It's been tough sledding for a number of years for this program. Marciano is excited and thrilled to be back at his alma mater, lead this program, and trying to help lay the foundation here in his first full season.
It's always interesting to see the body language of the coaches, especially the newer coaches versus the seasoned coaches.
Marciano said, "We don't like to talk about the past, but we need to create something else to talk about." And he said, "We're at the beginning stages of trying to elevate this program to a higher standard." Now, it's interesting, though, given the time frame at which he and his staff were brought aboard in December, transfer portal had already closed, so they didn't really have a full opportunity to recruit for this season. And as such, just 3 true freshmen on the roster this year, the only newcomers. And a lot of players who coming into the year didn't have a ton of experience playing at this level, trying to find their way, and got a number of seniors and Maryland natives who want to be those players to help lay the foundation so that in time this Maryland program is threatening with the best in the Big Ten. Lily Boyden for UCLA, feathered in front, and it finds its way to Lucky, navigated it around 2 players there for Maryland, Raybone and Mitchell.
You know, it's interesting you say that. One quick look at a replay. First here, Lily Boyden setting up on the inside, left side of the goal. And just a quick shot. Not really much time to set up there. But taking a look at the Maryland program, we're in the 23rd minute of the first half, and against UCLA, a highly ranked team, and it's still 0-0. So a testament to his playing or his coaching style and to the girls on Maryland's roster.
They've held the UCLA to just a couple of shots this year. To underscore what Maryland is trying to break out of since they joined the Big Ten back in 2014. They've had just 1 winning season in that time, coming in 2019 when they finished 6th in the conference. Every other year they have finished in the bottom half, and this year they were picked to finish dead last. But a couple of early conference wins, something that was not easy to come by for the last couple of years. They've got themselves currently tied for 7th. Lenhard back to the center back, Terrange Morales, the redshirt junior out of Alexandria, and a second-year starter on the back line. Abramson to DiMartino, over the top, Smith is there, bodies it forward, picked up by Geis. Morales wants to switch, finds Mitchell in space. Back outside for Delaney DiMartino. Smith looking for some space for herself. Now forcing it into the area. Dobert, the one there for UCLA. And Shank settles down possession for the Bruins. Lily Boyden. Back for Vargas. Ejizi able to step around Morales, but offline there working with Hayashi. It'll go for a goal kick. First changes of the day come from UCLA. Kara Kroon, Peyton Cooper, and Bella Wynn, who is celebrating a birthday today. All coming on for UCLA. Vargas, Ejizi, and Powell all exit.
Towards the beginning of the season, we talked about how head coach Awazasa of the UCLA Bruins said that the girls took some time to warm up. Now, as the season has gone on, that time has lessened. But I wonder if it has came back because UCLA has been giving up a lot of pitch to the Maryland Terps.
Well, making some changes up front as the likes of Powell, Vargas, Ejizi, all pretty active in these first 26 minutes. So some fresh legs up front to try to keep UCLA on the front foot as Terrange Morales comes forward. And Mitchell skies it across midfield, clearing things for Maryland. Here's Geis trying to find an avenue, but Kelsey Smith tracking her well. Here's Bella Wynn, back for Cooper, and just out of her reach. Now Cooper, a freshman out of Plano, Texas. A goal and an assist, and there's Bella Wynn, her birthday today. 3 goals on the year to lead the squad. Into the 29th minute here in Los Angeles. And UCLA generating a turnover off the goal kick. And Terrange Morales. Here's Cooper. And Terrange Morales with a foot in there again, forcing the throw.
Now, if there was any day out of the year for Bella Wynn to really show up and be a superb player, it is today. She will be celebrated anyway, but I'm sure you want a goal on your birthday.
Part of the starting lineup over the first few weeks of the season has been coming off the bench over the last few matches. But 2 of her 3 tallies have gone for game winners this year, including against Stanford, as well as against Georgia in the opening game of the season. Hayashi gets back to that ball first. It has been a really challenging schedule for UCLA, especially in the non-conference, as Boyden is cut off there by McIntyre. It'll be a corner kick. The UCLA has faced teams that are currently ranked 3rd, 5th, 16th, and 17th.
Another look here. Lily Boyden just not able to cut inside.
Second corner of the match now for UCLA. Grace Shank is there for the in-swinger. And the first touch for Maryland was Abramson. And the Terps will have the throw. It was interesting talking to Margarita Ozasa about that tough schedule. It's two sides to the coin. Could have played some games where you figure that UCLA would have fared well, build the confidence of a young team, but she says that she is glad they did their non-conference scheduling, how they did it, played a bunch of difficult teams, Tennessee among them as well. She thinks it has set them up well now for Big Ten conference play. Meanwhile, another corner kick, and Hayashi slides it short for Schenk. Back for Hayashi. A chip. Kroon was there, but cut off. Abramson flying in for Maryland, now chasing Cooper, who lays it off for Boyden. Just gets the pass away as UCLA is still unsettled here, trying to reorganize itself. Meanwhile, it is Imathan, the center back, who is still out of position, but working her way forward. Hayashi had her pass broken up and commits the foul. Maryland will take possession.
What the Terps have done well so far in this game is they are a fast team. They're able to beat UCLA on the counters, and they're able to get back quickly. Another look here. Whenever a UCLA girl has the ball, there are usually 3 Terps around her. Setting up on the outside and taking a hard kick could lead to a goal. And I feel like that is what the Bruins need to do.
Maryland still without a shot in this game. They only got off 4 of them the other night against USC. Meanwhile, UCLA's stifling defense held Rutgers to without a shot on target in their match Thursday night. McIntyre not on the same page there with Lenhard, forcing Morales to quickly get on the ball. Now it's Mitchell. Lenhard's chip offline of a couple of players. Had McKinley Heaven and also DiMartino over there. DiMartino, by the way, appears to have flipped to the right wing. Her and Raybone switching sides.
For the Terps offense, they're just having trouble possessing the ball and protecting it. So going into the rest of this half, they need to look to hold that ball as if it was like their precious baby. They can't give it away so quickly.
Well, they're situating themselves with a 5-player back line. There's a give and go. Geis getting it back from Hayashi. Her cross turned away by Turnage Morales. Quick passing and condensed space there, and Maryland turns it over. Bella Wynn looking for help. Finds it in Hayashi. America Frias for Schenk. And all the way outside for Lily Boyden. Boyden onto her right foot, lays it off for Schenk. She squares up and her shot is blocked, and McIntyre took a lot of contact there trying to block the shot, and she is down. And the McIntyre wants to walk that one off, flexing her left leg, straightening it out. Does result in what is the 4th corner now for UCLA. Hayashi will handle it once more from that far corner. Low to the front post, punched away by Lucky. Smith can't get to it, and Schenk slides it on back for Geis. Sends it back into the mixer, and Lucky is there just ahead of Kara Kroon. Maryland quickly getting that ball to midfield, but can't hold possession. UCLA back on it. Bruins reorganize as they inch themselves back towards the final third. Cooper is on the left wing now. Peyton Cooper to the byline, now pushing it in front. And Turnage Morales sends it high into the air. Raybone underneath it. Kept in play by Mitchell. That looked like it was going to be last touch by Raybone. Could have gone for another corner kick. But instead it comes all the way back for UCLA's back line. Win one touch just in front of Hayashi. DiMartino there to watch it into the midst of Lucky.
Taking another look at Maryland's game versus USC on Thursday, 2 of the 3 goals were taken from the outside. One of them catching a bad position, and the other one a penalty. So an outside shot is a possibility on this team. I know I sound like a broken record, but
a free kick from the outside and a penalty kick in the first half, couple of set pieces, and then Maryland with a high line late in the game. Lucky well off her line, resulting in that 3rd goal. But Michael Marciano thought that they played better in the second half up until that point. And so far, level with the number 4 team in the nation as we advance into the 37th minute. Lily Boyden checking off. Layla Edris, the freshman out of Mountain View, will replace her on that left side fullback position. Boyden with the ball on her feet a lot in these first 36 minutes. Well-earned rest. Lucky lost her footing on that goal kick. And a foot race. DiMartino with the touch. And UCLA will have the throw.
where UCLA lacks strength is their adaptability to different defense styles. I feel like sometimes when their plays don't work as well on a certain defense, they try it again and again rather than picking up and adapting quicker.
So far in this game, UCLA with all three shots. There's been numerous more opportunities around the 18-yard box, but they have not resulted in many threatening looks just yet. Imathan outside for Geis. By the way, it looks like DiMartino and Raybone have switched back to their original spots. DiMartino on the left side and Raybone on the right side.
A fan in the crowd right in front of us just said, pick up the pressure, and I couldn't agree more. For both teams, I feel like the tempo needs to pick it up a little bit.
Well, perhaps some reinforcements will help with that. Sophia Adiortua, another freshman, is on for UCLA. Grew up in Trumbull, Connecticut. And Hayashi exits. And it's Ava Mowry for Maryland that is on for the striker, McKinley Heaven. Mowry, a redshirt junior. So Bear right in there along with Mowry. He's got those fresh legs, trying to provide some pressure on this UCLA back line that has not really been pressed in this first half. Edris in space. The freshman onto her right foot, and her shot blocked by Raybone. Looked to nearly catch a hand. Bruins stay on possession. Edris peels inside and now locates Cooper on the wing. Cooper was looking for Adiortua at the top of the box. Sequence backed up by Geis. Cooper was on there but couldn't handle the pass. She does track it down toward the corner. Here's a turn. It's Wynn. Bella Wynn to Cooper. Too many red shirts there. Schenk. Adeortua. Back for Schenk. It finds Adeortua again. And she's forced to retreat with Maryland condensing at that 18-yard line. Little more than 5 minutes to play in the opening half. Adeortua with the touch. A little bit of contact there from Abramson, forcing UCLA to regroup. Mowry tracking Frias. Layla Edris to Cooper. Cooper in front and falling down. Faith Lucky. And UCLA trying to stay patient there with Maryland sitting back, prioritizing defense. Edris and Cooper very active over the last minute and a half or so there, that entire sequence, and it ends with the cross once again sniffed out by Lucky.
UCLA with 4 shots, none of them successful, and all from the inside.
Now Geis to Frias. Some fresher legs out there for UCLA, and can sense the urgency from them. Want to try to get a tally before the halftime horn. Schenk high in the air. Cooper settles it down, but the flag is up. She is offside. Marcelo Soto getting help from his assistant on that far side of the field. And no debate about it there. So free kick to Maryland. And for the Terps, if can get into the half scoreless against the number 4 team in the country, they would certainly take it. Michael Marciano said that they have to do everything well to have a chance to win this game.
And so far, they are still in it with 0-0 in the almost 42nd minute.
And the offensive chances have not been there very often. Had a couple of looks in the opening minutes. Their defense has remained organized. That was an issue the other night against USC. Here's Edris crossing in front, trying to pick out Adeortua, but she was stood up by Abramson. Abramson bringing some physicality here over the last minute or two.
Abramson played at 2 other schools before landing in the UMW program, so she's picked up a lot of knowledge across the NCAA women's soccer field.
And she's from Medford, New York, spent a couple of years at Syracuse, was a starter for the Orange as a sophomore, spent last year at Kentucky, and now a senior with Maryland. Has the ball at her feet here with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Turn for Morales. Mowry. Back for Mitchell. Lenhart. Abramson. DiMartino. Smith, long range, and it lands on the top of the cage. First ball that has come in the direction of Daphne Knack in probably half an hour.
And once again, it does happen to be from the outside.
And DiMartino laying it off for the leading goal scorer for the Terps, and just a little underneath it there for Kelsey Smith.
Now I'm sure head coach Awazasa of the Bruins is looking for one of their beams of light, should I say, to come here and pull out an insane move to get them on the board.
One change aside here in this final minute. Ellie Eglund is in for Maryland. And Julia Molnar is on for UCLA. And there she is with a touch to Paloma Dobert. UCLA going to flood forward here with 30 seconds to go before halftime. Edris, it'll find its way to Cooper, and then just deflected it too much. It was Raybone who had to go over her foot, and then behind her, Mia Mitchell just got enough of it to disrupt Cooper.
Another look here. Cooper has been putting forth that beam of light energy so far in this first half.
That'll go as the final sequence of this first half in Westwood. One in which UCLA can streak. And Maryland trying to keep itself in the top half of the Big Ten table. Second half underway from Wallace-Annenberg Stadium. And some immediate pressure there by McKinley Heaven, forcing Imathan to just play it high to midfield.
It was a little cloudy out earlier today when the game started. Now the sun has really come out. Glad that the girls were able to get some water and a little bit of rest. Hoping to see the tempo pick up.
It has turned into a warm day. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. There is a breeze, though, out of the south into the north. Smith trying to settle one down. Lily Boyden back in the match for UCLA. Emma Ejeezy returning as well. Lena Powell also back in the match. Bella Wynn, Kara Kroon remain out there. A couple of players at the top of the formation. DiMartino running in there against Schenk, who is fouled, and UCLA has possession. UCLA's last loss coming back on August 23rd on the road at BYU. That was the second of back-to-back losses, their only defeats of the year. Lost to Tennessee as well on this field. But 7 unbeaten since that loss in Provo, as Lena Powell dances her way into the area, but heavy on that final touch. And Maryland will get it out of harm's way.
I'm sure that UCLA is trying to go through the whole month of September without a loss as well, and surviving this game would mean that.
And this is the final match in the month of September. It'll just be a single match week coming up. It'll be a nice reprieve for everybody in the Big Ten. Back-to-back weeks of 2 matches. As Lena Powell has the through ball connected from Boyden. Powell settles, keeps it in play. Boyden chips, and Lucky falls right into it.
Now, not to make any excuses, but throughout the month of September, Maryland has had classes, and UCLA just started last Thursday.
And UCLA's quarter system just getting going about a week ago. Bella Wynn making the run down the middle there for UCLA. Layla Edris continuing to play at the outside back position on that left side. Jordan Geis getting a breather, as Kara Kroon has this one out of her reach, and a goal kick for Faith Lucky and Maryland. Margarita Awazasa looking on from the bench. 4th-year head coach for UCLA. A 61, 8, and 6 record already for Margarita Awazasa.
Both coaches have actually been sitting throughout this second half. So I think that really alludes to the great conversations that they were having during halftime, and I'm sure some great speeches that were going on.
Here's Boyden coming forward. Outside, Powell. Working against DiMartino. Lays it off for Wynn. And she was offside. Well, to your point, at least for Margarita Awazasa and her coaching approach, she says that we put a lot of responsibility on the players. They do not want to tell them what to do all the time. They give them ideas, they give them structure, and then as you see there, they tend to sit and let the players make those decisions for themselves.
Not to get like too psychological on this broadcast, but usually in those kind of structures, you can tell the girls on the field have to create their leadership and hierarchy. And this early in the season with such a change from last year.
Here's Shank back in front. Flag is up again as UCLA was really combining there. Shank just got behind the back line.
Another look here. An incredible move by Shank, and I think this is what UCLA wants to see so far. Connecting passes and just some openness, just a shot, an opportunity that they can give them some hope.
Now, Bruins have not made that final connection all that often. Michael Marciano looking on from the opposite bench. This is Marciano's first time coaching a women's side. All throughout his career, he had been coaching men's programs, including being the head coach at Drexel for a few years. Came back to his alma mater in 2023 as an assistant. And then as referenced, the interim at the end of last season. And now the full-time head coach in 2025. Here's Boyden on the outside. Powell to her left. And the cross lands on top of the cage. UCLA 4-0 this season when even at the half, including last time out on Thursday against Rutgers. That was a scoreless first half. And then UCLA found the eventual game winner early on in the second. Maryland is 2-0. Here's Wynn, able to make the turn. Bella Wynn holds up. Ejeezy on the right foot. Lucky makes the save, but the rebound potted home. However, the flag is up on the near side. This will go to review to see if Kara Kroon does in fact have the goal or not for UCLA. We will find out momentarily.
An incredible foreshadowing graphic, might I say, from our truck. A look here. I mean, you can see Ejeezy setting up just out of frame. And the leadership from Ejeezy to an amazing pass to Kroon. I mean, there's no better combo.
The assistant referee on the near side had the flag up, signaling offside for Kroon, who has had a great run. She's got a point in 3 of the last 5 games, potentially her second goal of the season. Marcelo Soto at the replay monitor right now to see if this will be a goal or not.
Another wider look here.
Right here, when Ejeezy takes this shot, tough to really tell. It looks like Kroon may be leaning forward there past the defender.
I will say their shadows look pretty even, but it's really hard to tell from this angle.
Kroon, the sophomore, showed a lot of talent and promise as a freshman last year. Marcelo Soto now talking with the UCLA staff. And based on body language, I do not think this will be a goal. Offside. That was the call on the field, and that remains after review. We stay level at 0.
Yeah, Kroon was just slightly.
It looks like she could have had part of her body just on the other side of the defender. A very close sequence there. But I think important to note, the assistant referee made the offside call in the moment. That was the call on the field. Not enough there to overturn.
I will say Quincy McMahon was the first person in the crowd to stand up when that happened. So maybe it's those Bruin soccer instincts kicking in, but
here's UCLA trying to answer. The goal coming off there is Kroon. It's right there. Range Morales cleared it, and UCLA will have the throw. Edris serves over the mitts of Lucky. No deflection there, a goal kick for Maryland.
Now, I said I wanted a team to come out with a fire, and UCLA has certainly done so. Looking for an energy match from Maryland. Another look here. The type of shot is there. It just hopefully would be angled to the goal for the Bruins next time.
Abramson. And UCLA content to let that roll out of play. Fistful of jersey there from Wynn on Abramson. Quick restart for Maryland. They've had few offensive looks in this match. Trying to see if they could generate one there as UCLA presses. DiMartino along the line for Smith. Starts and stops with Powell. McKinley Heaven able to settle that pass there. Not an easy pass to corral. To Range Morales to Mitchell. Over the head of Heaven. And Kroon is on it now for UCLA. Dobert, long dribble, keeps it on the turf, right to Edris. Layla Edris, a little aggressive there, was trying to pick out Wynn, but too much mustard on that pass. And Maryland trying to pick things up on the road where they have not scored a goal and have a -10 goal differential.
I will say Maryland has won every game in the Big Ten Conference so far this season at home, but away, they have not won a single one.
Now the home wins against Purdue and Indiana. Saw advantage played there, a fistful of jersey and then some. Emma Ejeezy there against Ava Morales. Marcelo Soto allowing play to continue with Maryland on the ball here. Trying to reestablish themselves in the attacking half. Good step from Smith around Emethan. Outside for DiMartino. And the flag is up on the far side. She is off. Smith helping to generate that opportunity. When Maryland is having a good performance, she's usually the one delivering in the final third. Heaven backtracking, able to roll up on Frias and win it away. And Frias clamps down on McIntyre. And this is off for a Maryland throw. Ejezie dumped by Mitchell. No whistle for that, but a throw in for UCLA.
Mitchell has 5 siblings, so I'm sure she's used to a little bit of rough housing.
She's also got some international experience as well, playing with the Jamaican U20 team. Now it's Morales, one of the captains. Out for another in DiMartino. Smith working against Boyden to the corner. And that's a goal kick. Could not generate the first corner kick of the match for the Terps. But this is a good few minutes here from Maryland. Much better play than we have seen offensively for the Terps in some time.
Hopefully it's just a matter of time before someone gets a ball in the back of the net.
Dober plays it to an empty area. Bella Wynn with the touch. Grace Schenk plays it on through, and Lucky way off her line. Sensed that one was coming.
Almost 60 minutes with no goal. Even the youth soccer team is getting a little reckless here with their frozen lemonades.
Here's Ejezie making the turn to Win. Here's Turnage Morales. And now to Mitchell. Abramson. Too much on that one. It'll go all the way to Daphne Knackfor. Has not been asked to do a whole lot for UCLA in this one. Has not needed to make a save. And has only handled the ball a few times. Powell couldn't return it to Boyden. And UCLA gets back on it here. Ejezie spins around Morales.
This story might be a little irrelevant, but when I played youth soccer, my team was so good in our AYSO group that as a goalie, I just had to sit and pick grass. Knackfor is having a similar experience right now. She's got a great defense that can keep her work a little bit of a lower level.
Keeping her clean. That highlighter green uniform is spotless for her. I don't believe I've seen her pick any grass in this game, though. Lenhart onto the outside. There's Raybone. Out of Laguna Niguel, clubbed with Slammers FC and Patty Adoris. No doubt that she has played against some of the Bruins over the years. The club soccer scene, especially in California, is very small at that elite level.
Oh, definitely. There's so much crossover, and everyone knows everyone.
Now, Raybone's sister, Kaylin, plays for Cal State Fullerton. She's a senior for the Titans. And there's Raybone getting a little shoulder over there from Layla Edris. UCLA's throw as Oroha Hayashi returns. Ejezie exits, the redshirt senior out of Downey and Warren High School.
Looks like our player to watch will be stepping in. Hopefully we will watch her produce some great offensive plays.
Now Val Vargas talking with assistant coach Molly Poletto and getting ready to check in momentarily. As played a little more than an hour of this match. Still looking for a breakthrough here. Can Maryland steal a point here in Westwood? Schenk crossing over the head of Kroon. Edris steaming on after it, but it will get off for a Maryland throw.
Another look at Schenk. Tees up and is just not able to make the connection.
UCLA substitution in the match. Not coming on the pitch on the 14th.
Vargas returns. She'll be replacing Kara Kroon.
Now, just to note this, because it was featured on the broadcast, our lovely referee blew the air horn and then covered his ear after. Maybe a little too close. Hold it a little farther next time.
Got to protect the hearing.
Most definitely.
Wynn couldn't corral it. Edris tried to get in there as well. Frias peels away from Heaven. And UCLA organizes itself, looks to come forward. Boyden. Knocked away by Abramson. That'll go for a throw. Hayashi defers to Schenk. Boyden's run. Marked by DiMartino. Powell's got some space. Into the middle, thwarted away. Mitchell got her foot on it. Now Smith tracking Boyden. Back for Schenk. To Boyden. Outside again for Powell. UCLA just living in this final third. Schenk had a seam and missed the top left corner. I don't think she recognized what was behind her initially, and as she made the turn, saw she had an open lane to the net.
Coach Boyoka throwing his hands up in a very angry manner after that. I mean, when you are set up as well as UCLA was, and there's a look on your screen right now, you can't miss your opportunity. Another look at Schenk. Maybe just pass it around a few more times, get that defense to hop towards you, and find a safe shooting lane.
Well, Maryland has kept itself pretty organized defensively, and UCLA has not really been able to break them down, really be able to connect passes, get Maryland unsettled. The Terps have been able to stay organized, sit back a little bit, and handle all that UCLA possession in the final third.
Usually when watching UCLA women's soccer, they are very in tune with one another, especially later in the season. But now, I mean, their communication is falling apart.
Here's Mitchell. Quick passing from Maryland as UCLA looks to press. Terps doing well to stay away from said pressure. Abramson long pass forward for Smith. Hayashi with a deflection in there against Morales. And a foul behind the play as Bella Wynn got in on Abramson. And Alyssa Abramson slow to get up. Little New Jersey on New York crime right there as Abramson is able to get back onto her feet under her own power.
Last year with Kentucky, she helped to lead their defense to 5 shutouts on the season, and we can see that defensive spark here today.
And she's been vital to Maryland this season. 5 full 90s already this year. And looks like she will likely go the distance in this one, assuming can shrug off that last bit of contact. DiMartino cuts off Lily Boyden, sends it into the seats.
An incredible catch by a fan here led to an eruption of cheers.
Smith exits, and Gemma Davidian is on, the redshirt freshman from Bethesda. A couple of goals this year. And working with DiMartino and Morales there on the near side. Lenhard back for Tahira Turnage-Morales. And now a touch for Lucky with Wynn closing in. That shot settled down by Vargas. Hayashi leads Vargas. She is on. Val Vargas, short side, and it's off the outside netting. Pretty sharp angle there for Val Vargas, but she was set up well by Hayashi.
Another look, beautiful footwork by Hayashi. She can't connect.
Hayashi has been so good for UCLA. Margaret Alzasa, she has really helped their culture. So respectful and grateful for the opportunity after being a junior college player the last couple of years. Of course, growing up in Toyooka, Japan, and was at Iowa Western CC. She reached out to UCLA. She's looking for her next spot to play after going to community college. A very technical player. Heaven, nearly triple team there. Got the pass away. Now Boyden settles it for Imathan.
UCLA doing a great job at grounding through their back line. And Maryland doing a great job disrupting that.
Layla Edris continuing to play at that outside back position as well. We have not seen Jordan Geis in this second half, and there she is right on cue getting into the match moments ago. So what UCLA has done, they've got Geis at this fullback spot and are now pushing Lily Boyden higher on that right wing. And now it looks like they will flip around a little bit. Both those players on the right side, offensive-minded players that UCLA has asked to play more on the back line this year. Meanwhile, it's Vargas on the left wing. Big cross, Geis moving in, but it was short of her. DiMartino helping to escort it out of the area for Maryland. Edris working there with Dobera, and now it's Vargas once more. Trying to pick out Wynn. Mitchell clears it off, throwing UCLA with less than 20 minutes in regulation now.
And these last 20 minutes can fly.
Here's Wynn squaring up. She scores! Happy birthday, Bella Wynn. She's got the breakthrough for UCLA in the 71st.
Wow.
4th of the year for Bella Wynn. And UCLA finally has their breakthrough.
Another look with Vargas as the assist, and beautiful shot from the outside. Bella Wynn with the marching band right there to support her.
UCLA has not lost this year when scoring first. And Bella Wynn, the sophomore from Ridgewood, New Jersey, has UCLA out in front now with 19 minutes to go.
And Bella Wynn with, who I believe Layla Edris, they all have the cute little ribbons, but doing a conductor motion towards the marching band.
So now Maryland makes a change, gets Ava Mowry back out there as they now look for an equalizer. Given how organized they had been defensively, funneling everything to the perimeter in their penalty area, you figured it was going to have to take a good bit of ball striking from the perimeter for UCLA to get their breakthrough, and that's exactly what Bella Wynn provided. And now here's an overlapping run. Edris feeding back for Vargas in front. The keeper out of position. Goal line save. DiMartino denies Geis.
A heartbreaking series for UCLA Bruin fans right there. 3 opportunities of someone to just kick it or push it in the general direction of the goal.
But on the flip side for Maryland, they keep themselves in the ball game thanks to Delaney DiMartino. She bails out Faith Lucky and keeps us a 1-goal match.
Now, within the span of a week, Lucky has left her line at USC later in the game and just now. I wonder what the goal coach is thinking or what she's thinking.
It started with Edris getting deep on the left side, leading Vargas. Lucky trying to be aggressive, and DiMartino just spinning around. Did not even see the save as she made it, but able to deny Jordan Geis with that right foot.
Again, this kind of leads to the younger goalie mentality where they're more likely to take risks than older goalies, and we've seen Lucky take risks which could have skewed the game.
Pace picking up for Maryland. Ella Bulova, wearing number 28 in red, also entering the match moments ago for the Terps. Also seeing Ellie Eglin back onto the pitch as well. So a few changes for Michael Marciano, trying to generate a late equalizer here. Maryland had done so well defensively for the first 70 minutes. And then Bella Wynn got that seam to put UCLA in front. Ejeezy back in for UCLA, hounding Abramson. Finds Gemma Davidian. DiMartino right into Geis, who gets around her, but heavy on the touch. Layla Edris been active on that left flank. Hayashi out for Vargas. And that'll be a corner. Turnage Morales not allowing that ball to get back out in front. And Vargas will take the ball herself for what will be corner number 5 today for the Bruins. Edris will join her as the short option. Vargas setting up for the outswinging ball. High, lofty, towards the spot. Win with the head. Imathan with the strike, but blocked in front of the goal line. It was Morales there. And finally, Abramson gets it out of the area. But UCLA still on it here. Imathan. High line here from Maryland. And now it's outside for Geis. Tried to cut in on it, but it was broken up. Davidian did well there. As Boyden now peels away. Play still unsettled from the corner kick. Ejeezy stuttering. Back onto her right foot. Reset by Wynn. Try to run through the defense, but standing tall, Abramson. Geis times the run. She is on, just out of her reach. Let's go back to that goal line save one more time. Hayashi had an initial look at it, and then Geis turned away by DiMartino. Thought that one was going to be blasted and turned to protect herself. Vargas got a piece. Morales able to get it up the field, and she got fouled there by Hayashi. And so Maryland will have possession. UCLA in position to continue a home regular season winning streak that dates back to the COVID year. Last time they lost a regular season match was against Arizona State back in the spring of 21. Now 5 seasons ago. Abramson forward. Paloma Dober playing at center back for the injured Mila Brewer. And a reminder, UCLA not only without Brewer, but Mila Shaffey and Lexi Wright as well today. Ejeezy absorbing contact onto her feet, lays it outside for Geis. Martino matching up with her once more. Geis's cross at the 6. Wynn trying to get in there again, but Turnage Morales clears it. And now a deflection for Mowry. It was 1v4, had to back it up for Davidian.
It's always at this point in the game when things will get a little rowdy and restless and kind of fall out of position. It really depends on which team can bring themselves back together and not play as individuals.
And inside 11 minutes now for Maryland to try and get going forward and find an equalizer, but they have had no success in that department in the second half. No shots since halftime and just one for the entire match. And if they cannot get a shot on target before this one is over, it'll mean back-to-back matches that UCLA is not allowed a shot on target.
And luckily, UCLA has Daphne Knack-For leading their back line, and she is a hard player to get past. It takes a very special team to put something together to fire a ball behind her.
Chance for what would be her 5th solo shutout of the season. and UCLA's 8th overall if they finish it off here in these next 10 minutes. So UCLA with the 4th best goals against average in the nation. And that save percentage largely thanks in part to Daphne Nakfor, though she has spent time with Mariangela Medina as well. Imathen, that one pinballing around. It's last touched by Imathen. First corner kick coming up for Maryland.
Corner kick, Maryland.
A yellow card just handed out.
We have a hard injury for Mowry, 26 on Maryland. Limping to get up, but she seems to be putting weight on it just fine.
Corner played short to Mitchell. And now sending it towards the far post. Headed down by the center back, Turnage Morales. And there is Nakfor collecting her first save of the afternoon. By the way, the yellow card was handed out to Lily Boyd in her 3rd of the season. Got a cleat on Ava Mowry behind that last sequence. Meanwhile, it is Ejeezy here for UCLA. And just ran out of real estate there. Abramson on the dribble. Outside for DiMartino. Tried to switch it, didn't get all of it. Val Vargas is there. That pass well short of its intended target, Taryn Raybo. So this trending toward a 3rd consecutive 1-0 victory for UCLA. They have played a lot of tight matches this year. This young team has been very comfortable in those tight matches. And despite all the movement and changes along that back line throughout this season, they have remained stout. Had to replace the whole back line and the keeper from last season. Bring in the likes of Jenny Imathen and all that experience, but pretty much everyone around her has been cycled a little bit. Converted a couple of players like Boyden and Geis. Dobert has slid between center back and outside back. Brewer's been in and out. Nikki Frazier, the Big Ten Freshman of the Year from last season, has not featured yet this year due to injury. And despite all of that, they have allowed just 3 goals to this point in nearly 11 completed matches.
And I feel like that's really the beauty of head coach Awazasa's team and how that machine functions. She's really able to have a vision for where the team is going to go and execute that perfectly.
Changes for both teams, including Kara Kroon back on for UCLA. She's in front of Emma Ejeezy, who goes across the area there. Now Vargas just takes a swipe, and Turnage Morales settles it down. And picked up by Faith Lucky. Lucky in this one has done well. Only needed to make a couple of saves. The defense in front of her has prevented many shots on target. Abramson stretches it forward. Heaven makes the turn. Smith back in. Working with Bulova. McCroon with the turnover. And win in UCLA in no hurry. Frias to the goal scorer win. If it stands, would be her third game winner of the year. Now Ejeezy win. And Lucky breaks it up. Kroon with a step gets around Bulova. Moves her way in. For Ejeezy, top of the arc. Couldn't quite cut it cleanly on that right foot. In for Kroon, and the stop for Lucky. Timed that beautifully. And Lucky with more good anticipation to keep Maryland in it here with 4.5 minutes to play.
Another look here. Ejeezy messes up a little bit, kicks it over to Kroon. Kroon able to get great positioning, but Lucky is just there first. A little lob over could have been another goal for the Bruins.
Maryland will make another change. Mowry is off. And Emily Lenhard returns. Final third throw in for Maryland. Down but not out here. This is the SoCal native, Raybone, dropping it in for Lenhard. But out of the reach of Lenhard on the return, and Ejeezy is there. But now turns it over. And in front, it's feathered. And cleared off by Dobert. Great look for Turnage. Morales could not locate a runner there in the middle. Had Morales and Smith on the other side. Nearly a back-breaking mistake for UCLA. That was Lily Boyden who was able to clear it out of there. Dobert will handle the goal kick.
Re-sparking hope within the 87th minute is not something that UCLA wants to see within Maryland.
Boyden dancing away from Smith. Ejeezy has Abramson right there. And it finds its way to McKinley Heaven. Outside for Smith. And Daphne Knackford is there. She will lay on it. Maryland has sent their center back. And Tahira Turnage Morales all the way up front, just trying to get a taller body in there to find this equalizer. UCLA's throw. Wynn makes the turn. Vargas to her left. And Wynn will do the wise thing, take it toward the corner and milk some clock. Allows reinforcements to join her as well. And Vargas will hold it here. Finds its way to Wynn. But a foul. Time stop there with that ball getting off the touchline. Here's Smith. Ejeezy catches Kroon in stride. Heavy touch, racing back up to it with Abramson. Mitchell in there as well. Kroon at the byline, stops, able to stay on it. Wynn wants it, caught a piece, resets, and it's saved by Lucky. Wynn going for her second. And we now have 1 minute to play.
There is 1 minute remaining.
Edris. Again, it's Wynn on after it. Mitchell will get there first for Maryland. But precious seconds dripping away. Inside 25 of them now.
Speed is definitely an asset that Maryland carries.
Ten-second countdown is on now. Dobert to Wynn. That is going to do it here in LA. A stalemate for the first 70 minutes.